This is not the generation to be dating in. This is not the generation to be dating in. It's not. And I'm not trying to sound like no red pill dude. I'm not trying to sound like nothing. I'm telling you straight up on some real G shit. This is not the generation to be dating in. It's not. This is the generation of exchanges. I got something you want. You got something I want. How can we exchange it? That's it. Anything past that, this is the wrong generation. Because everything's cooked out here. I'm sorry. Money exchanged for the pussy. Money exchanged for her time. That's the times we living in now. And if you don't think that shit, you in the wrong place. You sleep. You behind. You ain't married by now. I wouldn't even try it. These people playing games out here. These people will play with your time. I'm serious. Fuck the money. You could lose a lot of money out here chasing love. You're gonna lose a lot of time. Time is more valuable than money. These people will play with your time.
Delusional girl math.
I worked on a video for 3 months to deliver a product. I'm not just doing it for 1 week and going off and smoking some weed and going to the club and partying. I'm delivering product on a whole new level. I'm like a machine. I'm a robot. You cannot offend a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally, I'm so focused. It's nothing anyone can say or do to me to stop the music, the product that I'm gonna put out. And at the end of the day, the talent will overcome anything. So I have a right to talk about what I want. I have a right to give my opinion because I back everything up. Y'all thought I was talking when I first came out. Now y'all see I back everything up. Back to back to back to back. So basically, shut up. Stop talking to me.
Shut up, suit up, show up. Now, I'm speaking to myself when I say this. Shut up means stop whining. You know, there are people who don't have food today. There are people whose children are being killed today. There are people who don't have a roof over their. You have tons of things. Shut up. Don't whine. Speaking to myself. Suit up means prepare. Do your homework. Don't expect life just to present it to you. You have to go out and work hard at something. Show up meaning not show off, but just do the best you can. Sooner or later, life knocks us down. Death is the great democracy, but you're here to live it as best you can by lights that matter within instead of what people around you are saying. It's a reminder of this is your life. You're accountable. What are you going to do about that?
I'm gonna let that sink in for everybody. I think shut up, suit up, show up.
A great ancient wisdom. If people tell you you're wonderful, don't let it get excited. If people say you're a stupid idiot, don't be vexed. If you learn not to get excited when people tell you how wonderful you are and not angry when people put you down, you have found the secret of life.
Is this an Eastern kind of...
No, that's just Eastern Schmeastern, everybody. It's the truth.
But you don't find it an Eastern kind of placidity?
No, it's not placid. Do I look placid? I'm as animated as you are.
No, you're not a placid person.
No, I'm a very animated person. My energy doesn't come from reacting to things, being angry, being excited, you see, being sort of sensitive like artsy in the world. My energy comes from within me, from my inner quietness.
Well, first of all right, before we go to
then I remain me. I don't take on the qualities of the world around me. I am uniquely me.
It's the best piece of advice you've ever received. Don't chase pussy.
The most dangerous person in the world is a young man who is lonely and broke, and we are producing way too many of them. If you look at every unstable, violent society in history, it always has one thing at the core of it, and that is a group of young men with a lack of economic or romantic opportunities. I don't care if it's Weimar, Germany, or some of the most unstable places in the Middle East or Africa. And by the way, I don't think the remedy here is affirmative action for men. I just think that's too politicized. But we have to stop transferring wealth from people their age to people my age. 40% of all government spending is going to people over the age of 65. It's going to be 50% within 10 years. We spend more money on ICE than we spend on children. The best way to describe my generation would be the vampire generation. We were never drafted into war. And what has my economic complexion been in America? Unprecedented prosperity, but the lowest taxes in modern history. Social Security tax, right? 6% up to 160,000. So a kid working for me making 150 or 160K, good living, they pay $9,000. I make a lot more than that. I pay $9,000 because it tops out at 160 grand. Why does that make any sense? Two biggest tax deductions, mortgage interest rate and capital gains. Who owns homes and stocks? People our age. Who rents and makes their money from current income? All the dudes in this office, the young kids, right? We are literally transferring trillions of dollars from young people to old people, and we wonder why young men feel anxious. Whether we like to admit it or not, a male from a self-esteem standpoint, from a sexual currency standpoint, from the esteem of the tribe or the society, is going to be disproportionately evaluated based on your economic viability. Women still look at men as economic providers. And so you have this entire generation of young men who feel like they have no purpose, no on-ramps to the middle class, and are being evaluated on a set of criteria that get harder and harder for them each year. It'd be shocking if they weren't depressed and obese.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
We don't give a fuck! Jesus! We don't give a fuck!
A lot of shit pissed me off. Like, we got dudes need monk mode more than ever now. You know, the numbers are showing more guys are virgins by the age of 30 now more than ever. You know, these dudes aren't actually fulfilling their obligation to actually make kids out here, you know, keeping the birth rate up and everything else. You know, the rite of passage as a young man, you know, going through these steps of life and stuff like that. They're not actually going through these milestones as young men anymore. So yeah, monk mode is very important for young men to actually try to, you know, see themselves through these milestones and these obstacles of life, right? So we got to put these older gentlemen up here so they tell these young men exactly, you know, how to navigate themselves through life, you know. A lot of dudes maybe not haven't listened to their father. Maybe they're not as close as they should be with their father and stuff like that. So we still have to try to make a change, you know, because obviously the birth rate in a little bit of everywhere in the world is going down. And they saying that more men are virgins by the age of 30 than it is has ever been in the recorded history. And I don't get it, you know. Dudes need to make sure that they're going through these milestones, just like getting a job and, you know, working hard and stuff, you know, and just one of those things is having kids as well, you know. Not saying that you need to be rushing to have a kid in your 20s, you know, or early 30s or anything like that, but if you're not replenishing the earth, right? If everybody from Japan, Korea, Australia, America aren't having kids and stuff like that, you know, and they're all reclusive and they're not going out their way to um, grab that prize, if you will, as far as the woman, or grab that prize as far as a good paying job and stuff like that, then, you know, they're playing behind the eight ball. And we're tired of seeing young men accept that reality. So, you know, like I said, I put this compilation together for young men to look at it, listen to these older cats that's been through life already, that's been through the trials and tribulations, stomped down by life, and had to keep going, you know. There's no excuses out here. You know, there's only results. So as much as you want to keep on telling people who wrongs you in the past and stuff like that, I mean, nobody really cares. We're really just looking at your results of life, you know, and you guys going to show what you guys been doing out here, you know. And we just keep on going with the stats. As we keep looking at these stats, they just keep looking uh, more dismal, if you will. For some reason, young men aren't going through these plateaus of life. And if they keep on pushing back the reality that they have to become a man, then they're going to be on the shorter end of the stick, if you will. not having as much options as they should, not having as much money and leverage as they should, getting their credit together and stuff like that. It's just so many different things that young men should be focused on and actually handling, and they're choosing not to adult. They're choosing to sit back and wait for life to come. And nobody's coming for you. Nobody's coming to save you. And you young men need to understand that the only person is you. It's going to be the person in the mirror that's going to help you out the most. So I don't believe in young men constantly looking for excuses or reasons why this isn't working or that isn't working, because you just got to take that opportunity to try. You know, first off, they need to try. If you didn't try, you started off on the bad foot. You have to try. It doesn't matter if you're trying in business, relationships. Try, fail, fail a million times. You know what I mean? And young men need to understand this, and I understand even older men that's older than me that still feel like life is over or it's not gonna work for them. They got the same disparity as young men, and maybe they were young men and they became older men, and it's the same generation or whatever the case might be. Y'all have to take that step, regardless if you 45 or 50. You still got. I mean, I've seen dudes make it at 55, 60. So if you have a messed up, broken life from 0 to 50, but you have a great life from 50 on to whatever you die, 70, you have 20 years of doing great. Was it worth it? Was it worth taking that chance? And most likely you're going to say yes, because who doesn't want to have everything at their fingertips? Who doesn't want to be able to spend money without looking at their bank account or worrying about where the next dollar's coming from? And it's all because young men need to take that chance and take that risk. And that's just part of being a young man. When you were younger and you were kind of afraid to hit a wheelie or jump a ditch or whatever the case might be, ride on ATVs or dirt bikes, you have to realize there was some risk involved in this. And young men need to take that risk, so when time comes and they need to put money up in stocks and investments, they could take that risk. They could be used to taking risk. And you might learn that when you're hopping over the damn curb or you're hitting that wheelie or you're doing something that's out of the ordinary. Jumping off a roof and almost breaking your leg and shit. But you took a risk and you seen that it worked. Not always, not every time it's gonna work, but you getting used to taking that risk and maybe failing. Maybe you sprung your ankle. Maybe you fucked yourself up, broke your arm. But at the end of the day, you survived. And that's the same thing I want to tell young men. Y'all gonna survive. Regardless, y'all gonna survive out here until you die. And so just try. It is what it is, man. Silent acceptance, we having like I'm sure.